Okay. Hello everyone. I hope you can all see me and we are all live. At least the computer says we're live. So, I'm just going to assume that we're live and that everybody can hear me. I know maybe it's 1 minute before 7, so I just got online earlier, but let me know if you can hear me, okay? If you can hear me, then we can start. In the meantime, I'm going to just arrange my things here so I can actually see the chat as it comes live. Oh, hi, Johan. And hi, Marlena. Now I can see the chat, so this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to see the chat. Okay, awesome. I realize also that I have my other chair, so the other chair is a little bit more down because it's broken, and I didn't realize it before. So usually I'm sitting a little bit more up, but that should be fine for at least for an hour. So you can hear me. Okay, awesome. So today we are doing the last of the moon series, at least for now. I had some other moon designs that I was thinking, but these are the moons with the flowers. I also wanted to do some moon designs that it's just with the moons, because I wanted to play with different colors and I want to see how I can play with wet and wet techniques and other different things. But for now, these are the ones with the flowers. These are really the illustrations, and the reason why I'm doing them is because I really wanted to have something nice so I can sell as prints and illustrations and stickers and everything, right? So stay tuned, because maybe at the end I will show you a little bit some of the cool stickers that I did with the previous moon designs. Okay, so if you haven't followed me on Instagram and you haven't seen my live on Instagram where I unboxed everything, then stay tuned to the end, because I'll do a small show. So this was the last one, and it took me a long time to decide what flowers did I want. Okay, because I used all sorts of flowers and I wasn't sure, I can draw a lot of flowers. But this time for the last one, I chose the hellebore. It's one of my favorite flowers to draw. I actually have a video where you can go and see how do I draw hellebore. There's I can draw them in 5 different ways with different types of petals. This is just one of them. But go ahead and check that video. It's in my normal videos, if you wanted to know how to draw them. It's a shorter video, so you don't have to wait 1 hour or anything. Right, that was just a normal video. So again, hello Marlena, hello Johan, hello everybody that's watching. Okay, now this is my Arches watercolor paper, 20 by 20. And this moon, I was actually looking through all my moons and I realized that I have almost all the colors. I have the grays, I have the yellows, I have the pinks and the more red colors. And one nice one that I didn't have is a green moon. And you might wonder, is there such a thing as a green moon? It is if I'm making it, okay? I actually wanted to see how would a green moon look like, and the flowers are going to be really this blood red, and I just wanted to see how they're gonna look like. The leaves I'm going to make, it's gonna be a combination of a green with a gray, and it's like a really gray green it's going to have to be, okay? And I'm using my very big watercolor palette, and I'm going to use also my Schimke ones, because this is where I have my very good reds. And somewhere next week I will change. So this is my big watercolor palette, if you guys didn't know. It has almost 60 colors in it. It's a combination of Daniel Smith and Schimke and everything that I currently use. But these reds, as you can even see, I barely use these reds. Why? Because they dry out really light and I just don't like the colors, right? And I found some better reds, so I'm going to exchange these reds, the cadmium red line and the permanent carmine, with the 2 reds that I really like. And I'm going to change one of the forest green, because this forest green, I just don't use it. It's from Sennelier. I never use it, and I'm going to make some room for an extra red, because I have 3 reds that needs to go into this palette. So some colors just need to go, right? But why do I use this palette? Because I wanted to have this green gold and this olive green. These two greens I wanted for the moon, okay? So just as a FYI, why I'm using this palette and, you know, what can happen. So I'm going to start with the moon, because if that doesn't go, you know, hey, if you're in the Jigger, yeah, you will see a green moon. Yeah, probably, right? There are instances where there's like more of a greenish moon. Could be pollution, could be in the jungle, could be somewhere, right? I just thought it was a funny idea. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. I'm using my Escoda brushes, and I have, this is Escoda Versatil, and this is Escoda Prado, and I'm using for now a number 4. I'm not sure if I actually need to use the number 6, so we'll see. And I'm just noticing now, I have no water. So I didn't do my homework very well. I didn't do my water. Okay, never mind. We'll start. It's okay. It's a live stream. What could go wrong? Okay. I have a bucket of water here next to me. And I'm just putting water into my 2 water buckets. If you guys are curious about how it looks like this. This is my water bucket, and I always keep it here. My sink is downstairs, so I don't want to walk around with like flimsy cups till downstairs, get water and come upstairs, because I'm at the last floor, basically the attic. So this is how it goes, right? Okay, let's do this green jungle thing, and then let's have a look at the nice things. Yeah, we were busy today adding some more stuff. I'm busy with the Etsy shop. We got the products, some of the products will be done via dropshipping, because I don't have the funds to actually order all the products. But stickers and so on. And you might wonder, why don't I make my own stickers? So I could definitely make my own stickers. By the way, I'm starting to do. So the first color I'm using is Rich Green Gold from Daniel Smith. And I'm just going to put this, and then I'm going to spread it around. And I'm gonna use olive green to the darker ones. And you might think this is dark, but no, this is gonna be like a nice green that will, it's going to look more like a yellow green, right? So I mean, I bought a lot of stickers, and there's 2 types of stickers. There's the stickers that you can use when you're using journaling, or like they're sticker paper, basically. You can use there's really nice stickers that you can do, and I could technically make my own. I could print them, and I have a silhouette up there, and I could, you know, cut and print and do all the stuff that I wanted to do. However, what I wanted was the stickers that are on vinyl, because majority of the times when I use stickers is I use them on my laptop or my backpack or my bags, or, you know, on top of my agenda. So I didn't want them to be made out of paper. I mean, maybe I will sell some later on when I'm deciding that I'm going to make them. And those ones definitely I can do myself. But these particular stickers, I decided to make them at Sticker Mule, because first of all, I don't own the printer that can print on vinyl. I mean, my printer is almost 10 years old. I just realized, so my ink ran out, and I went on Amazon and on all these ones. I cannot even buy ink anymore for my printer. It's that old. They don't sell, like HP doesn't sell the agreed the agreed one. And it's so frustrating, because I could, like, there was one seller that was selling one of the inks. It was not even XL, and they were selling it for 1,200 euros. How can you sell a tiny few millimeter ink for like, I think it was just some Amazon guy that was trying to take advantage of the fact that it doesn't get built. In the end, I bought not the original inks, because I can't buy them anymore. I bought some different inks and we'll see if that works. But yeah, I wasn't in the mood for, to be honest, buying printers and all that stuff. I mean, when you're a small business and you just want to start, it can be quite a lot of costs, and especially in this area when I want to make stickers and so on, like I would have to buy like a very good printer, and yeah, I'm not on the principle of that. So yeah, if you're wondering what's up and so on, this is what I was thinking. I'm gonna use also some different, more darker greens, but for now, you know, just the green gold, and then I'm adding some more darker parts. And then I made an order at Sticker Mold. The problem with that is that you do have to do an upfront investment whenever you're ordering, right? Like, I don't know whether something will sell or not, or what is the margin. So I didn't order a lot, but I ordered some of my favorites. If this is gonna work good, then I will order more and we're gonna do more fun stuff. Of course, in the future, I would like to have my own machines. Like I was watching some of the vloggers out there, and they do have their own shop, and they do have like 5 Cricut machine and so on. I still have my Silhouette from like, again, I think I bought it in 2013 or something. I was like just beginning crafting. That's when I bought it. It's still old. It still works because I tried it. And because I was thinking, okay, if I need to cut my own stickers, you know, will I be able to do that or not? It still works. But I can imagine the investment you have to do to have like 5 Cricut machines and so on. I mean, I would love to have a Cricut machine, but no, not now, not in the beginning, obviously. So I'm content with that. I'm glad that Sticky Mule delivers, and you know, then I'm just going to sell it from my own home, and it's gonna be nice. So this is basically what we do. I'm not gonna say, like, initially what I thought it's going to be much easier. So I thought I'm going to just do drop shipping, and you can do drop shipping like via Redbubble with stickers as well and everything. But I ordered examples. Not even the Printful or the Redbubble stickers were not the quality that I was looking for. So I am very particular with the type of products I want to build. So I had to go and shop around. So, you know, this is what I was doing. What else did I do? I did some fun stuff this weekend, because if you might wonder, I had, on my birthday, I got as a present 5 prints from my favorite artist, which is Danica Sills. Okay, sorry for all the other artists. Yes, I can only have one favorite. But I had 5 prints gifted to me, and I didn't frame them yet, which was interesting. So yesterday, we spent quite some time framing them. And was quite nice. I put some of them here. I replaced some of my other prints with this one, and I have 2 more that I will put in my own bedroom, but I need to drill some holes, so I didn't want to bother anybody in the weekend. Like, I don't know how it is in your country, but in the Netherlands, I am trying to be more mindful of my neighbors. I don't want to bother them, so usually I will do it in the week, in a lunch break or something like that. That's, nobody minds that one. But in the weekend, people want to just relax and spend their time with their families, so I just don't want to bother anybody. Okay, this is gonna be a special moon. It's gonna be the green moon. I'm trying to blend everything together. I'm letting the water do its thing, but I'm not letting the water do everything that it wants, okay? So you can see that I almost never use the wet in wet technique. I believe that wet in wet technique works very well for loose watercolor, but when you're doing this illustrative style, and the water does too many wild things. By the way, this is perlin green. And I just don't have enough control. So usually I don't do wet in wet. Maybe this can be considered a little bit wet in wet because the surface is not yet fully dry, right? But mostly it's wet and dry techniques that I'm using. So yeah, this is what I do. Okay. I'm going to use more of this green. So the 3 greens I'm using is rich green gold from Daniel Smith, olive green from Schimke, and perlin green also from Schimke. So 2 Schimke, 1 Daniel Smith. The colors can be mixed together. It's not such a big issue. Trust me. I know some people like to just stick with one manufacturer or something like that. I just don't. I pick up the colors that are interesting from all the sets, and I'm gonna use that one because, well, I have many sets. Maybe I'll do the let's look at all my sets and let's try to clean them up and see which ones I will use and which ones I don't. Maybe I'll do that. I don't always. I bought some sets, to be honest, and I bought some sets also from Japan, and I really like them. I don't like all of them. So I bought, and because it requires a different type of skill that I don't have. So I bought some of the Gansai Tampi, some specialty ones are really nice, I believe. I just think of them too much as gouache. They're not transparent enough for me and not for what I do. So I haven't used them that much. I think for somebody that is used to doing that kind of designs with them, that would be perfect. But yeah, for some reason I'm not all that fond of them. Okay. It's a dark moon. It looks more like a okay. You know what I thought? I thought blue cheese when I looked at this. Now it will never leave my mind. We will add some different details later on. Okay. There's definitely impact craters that needs to be taken into account here. Why did I thought of blue cheese? I think I'm hearing everybody laugh that is watching me right now. Hey, I had an idea. Okay, I had the idea that green will work. It does work. Just have to work it out. I think you will see that it works when I add the flowers and the contrast is gonna be nice. Okay, so don't stress me out, okay? Please don't stress me out. Okay, no more talk of blue cheese because it's getting out of hand. I really want to zap it so that it dries out because these flowers and leaves are touching this green, and I don't want the colors to run because this is gonna be like really red and then so on. Okay, so I am going to pick up my heat tool and try to put it in. The moon is from cheese. Oh, yes. Yes, the moon is made of cheese. Okay, these last few days have been really bad on the weather. I mean, it's been raining like crazy. And we're like, we found a time when, okay, I'm going to be sorry, not gonna say the story now, but I'm going to zap it. Okay, sorry for the noise. Okay, this is more dry. Yeah, it's more dry. It's okay, it's gonna dry more. Story time. The moon, there is a Wikipedia with title "The moon is made of green cheese." Okay, we're onto something. We're really onto something. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can find okay, the story. I thought that we found a time of day where it wasn't that much rain, so we decided we're gonna go and we're gonna run. So just gonna do something here. And we went for a run, and halfway in our 5K run, it started to rain. And I don't mean, and that was it Saturday? Yeah, it was yesterday. No, yesterday was. I don't know why I thought initially was. No, yesterday. It started to rain like crazy. I'm mixing, by the way. If you don't see what I'm doing, here is an inside. So I'm using the Hooker's green from Schimke. It's a very funny green, and then I'm gonna add gray and see what happens. I don't know what will happen. Anyway. Halfway it started to rain, and initially it was like slowly starting to rain. It was like and then it's starting like pouring rain. And I was in my t-shirt. Outside it was 10 degrees because for some reason this isn't it's not yet spring here. It's still 10 degrees, even though it should be maybe 20. Okay. This is an interesting color. So even though it should be 20 or something like that, it's still 10 degrees. And then it started like this really, really cold rain. And then it started raining even more and even more and even more. And I was like, I just don't know why I thought I could run that day, but then I really had to go home. But of course I was midway, so I had to run in the rain. I couldn't see anything because my glasses were full of water, so I couldn't see anymore. I was just like running. I was seeing some people with umbrellas, and they were like huddling with umbrellas and so on. And I was like in my t-shirt and my running gear, running in the middle of the rain. I was like, why did I do that? Let me think. What else should I add? I should add a tiny smidge of paint grains blue to this one to see how that will look. No, not enough paint gray blue. I wanted to make it even nicer and darker, a bit of a different shade. Okay, like a blue-green. You see that I'm just mixing stuff here. I'm not. Okay, gonna mix some more. This is not. I'm just gonna add more gray. Okay, and I got home. I was soaking wet, like literally everywhere, because when you run 2 kilometers in pouring rain, this is what happens. So yesterday I was afraid because I was afraid that I got a little bit too carried away and I might get a cold. I just didn't want to get a cold in the pouring rain. So I mixed myself a color, and it's a mix of Hooker's green and Payne's gray with a little bit of Payne's green blue in it. and because I really wanted to do a really dark green for the leaves. Okay, and I'm just gonna paint these leaves. Yeah, so I had to do like a really hot shower just to warm up, because, and that was even more painful than I thought, because my skin and everything, I was like sorry, put too much water. I was too cold. So when you go to a very warm shower, when you're too cold, this is what happens. Wasn't expecting it. And yesterday I was starting a little bit to cough, so I got a bit scared that I will get a cold. I haven't had a cold in a long time, but then, you know, you get a cold in this time, people will start to get worried that it's something more or something else or stuff like that. So I really didn't want to get sick. But today everything was fine, so we didn't get sick. But yeah, I will not trust the don't know why I trusted the app. The app was saying, oh, it's not gonna rain, you can go run. And I wasn't the only one. I mean, my husband was with me, but also there were other people running, and some people were even in their shorts and stuff. At least I had long pants, short sleeves, but some of them had really like everything short. And the problem with that is like was such a really cold rain. Yeah, was interesting to realize. I'm going to use just a tiny smidge of orange in one corner, and this is transparent orange, and I'm just gonna add it here, maybe here, just to make it a little bit interesting. I'm gonna blend it around. Yeah, so that was my running adventure of this weekend. So in other words, I couldn't run very well, so now we have to do exercises inside the home. I was thinking I'm gonna run today maybe, but it kind of was rainy the whole day, so didn't really have much of a choice. So we're gonna have multiple layers, don't worry. Okay, so how other stuff has done. It was really fun to get the order from Sticker Mule. Was pretty awesome. It's so funny because the order came in a very tiny package, and I was like more than 600 euros worth of products in there, and it was such a tiny package, and like I cannot believe that tiny package is more than 600 euros worth. You know, it was like I wonder if the guys that brought it thought that this was interesting. You know, I wonder if they thought, I wonder if we don't bring this package, what will happen? Anyway, we already decided, because it was also the first time when we ordered the acrylic charms. So I had some acrylic charms. I didn't know how they're going to turn out because, well, I never ordered acrylic charms before. I wasn't very impressed, but mainly because the design wasn't. I realized that the design needs to be really contained into like a circle or something like that. And this design was definitely not contained at all. But I'll show you in a minute once we finalize these ones. And I'm just gonna add again some of the orange to the sides just to give it a little bit more of an interest. I'm noticing that I am mixing things up. I'm mixing seasons up as well. I'm mixing a lot of times autumn with spring. So I have sometimes autumn colors and very bright spring colors together in the same composition. It's a thing that I do. We're gonna let them dry because I will need some more depth of color in all of this. So yeah, this is another leaf here, so I'm gonna utilize whatever is left here. We're gonna make it like this. Dum dum dum. So have you guys ever managed to run successfully in like pouring rain? Because usually I run when it's just slow raining, like tiny droplets. I don't mind running. It's actually quite fun, and if I have a cap, then it's fine. As long as it doesn't reach my eyes, then I'm usually fine. But in pouring rain, it's super hard, and also the wind was picking up, and I was basically unable to make any time whatsoever. I think I was like 9 minutes per kilometer because the wind was so big. Okay. I'm just gonna deepen some of these colors with some perylene green. Okay. Yeah. I'm not always looking at the I'm not always looking at the comments, so if you guys are commenting, I apologize. I'm not always looking because I need to sometimes concentrate here, and I need to make sure that I don't make mistakes or stuff like that. It will be terrible. Well, won't be that terrible. I would just redraw this and, you know, have this again. It's fine. Worst case is I lose 1 hour, but I'm learning a lot, even if I would have to redraw this. So, but so far it looks okay. It's gonna make more sense when the flowers are gonna come, because the flowers are gonna be super nice red. So, you know, that's when things are gonna look good. Dun dun dun. Oh yeah, we went for a walk when again was in between rains into the neighborhood, and we went to a part of the neighborhood. You know, the point is that in this particular times you are not going to go to explore new cities or anything. Like, we go and explore our own neighborhood, and we went to parts where we never walked. I mean, our neighborhood is super big. And we found these people. They had really nice gardens, but a lot of them had these special trees, which I realized that they're very special because the leaves of the trees were red, like really dark red and really dark. And then I realized, why am I always sticking to green for leaves, and why not add a splash of red or anything? Because apparently there are red leaves in the nature, but that's not the usual thing that comes to mind when you're drawing leaves, right? Red doesn't necessarily come to mind when you're doing that. So I was like, I should change my perception a tiny little bit. So let's see. No, not that one. Let's try jaded. I'm trying different colors, but I'm realizing that these colors don't necessarily all work together. This would work better. The jaded. Jaded is a color from Daniel Smith, so it's still a nice color for the stamen. Okay. It's a better color than the other ones. Than the olive green. Don't want everything to be too much olivey green. Okay. Yeah, so what we were working around is in parts of the neighborhood where we never been before, which is super nice. I have to agree. We realized that the neighborhood is much bigger than anything we would have imagined before. And we also discovered different shops and different cool stuff that we didn't know before. So extra supermarkets and extra shops. It's fun to just explore your own neighborhood and to realize that it's actually quite big and quite populous. We found some restaurants that maybe we would like to go when things are opening up. There was a Chinese that was looking really nice. And we're like, we never realized because we never go inside the neighborhood per se, right? You always go to the center of the town and that's where you go to your restaurant. But this restaurant was really a very big one, all you can eat kind of, but they're still not open. In the middle of a residential part. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting when things are calming down a tiny bit. Right? Okay. What else did we find? Yeah, lots of cats. Don't know why, but ever since we got our own cats, we are only seeing cats everywhere we go. And now the cats from the outside actually come and greet us. Maybe because they can smell our own cats on us or something like that. I'm just assuming here that this is part of the reason why. Right? So it could be. What else has been going on? Yeah, we made quite some different orders. Okay, I think I didn't because I had the sketch underneath, so I'm going to have to erase that. Right? What do you guys think so far of this moon? I think when I'm going to add the blue and the red of the flowers, then the contrast is gonna be shown, so not too worried about it. I'm going to zap them again. At the end, I'll probably add some extra layer with gray just to darken everything up. So, you know, for now, we'll just leave it like that. And I'm going to move this palette out in front of me here. And I'm going to take my tiny one. So in the meantime, I'm looking at the chat, seeing how things are going. Hi, everybody. Okay. This is why I wanted this palette. You see these three reds here? The perlin red, alizarin crimson, perlin maroon. My three new favorite reds that I'm going to use forever. And this is what we're doing, okay? And we're going to start with the alizarin crimson. And this is going to be what the flowers are going to be about. This one I still think is going to be nice. But maybe I'll do it with the perlin red, or very thin wash of perlin red. But this is just a berry, and these are the ones that are going to be much more darker and like be the ones that stand out. Okay, so let's go start. It's like the perfect red. Don't know where alizarin crimson has been all my life, but and this is, by the way, alizarin crimson from Daniel Smith. I had before an alizarin crimson from Sennelier. I do not recommend that one. Looks really bad and doesn't dry out very good. So If you are thinking of buying that one, don't. Okay. This is not sponsored. This is me going against a certain color. Okay. This is gonna be very interesting how it's going to play out. And I'm going to deepen colors and do more things. Okay. My cats have had a very interesting week because for half of the week they were super, I don't know, active, I would say. They would fight with each other. They would run around in all places. They would just do craziness, I would say. Don't know what was that. And both of them, it's not just one. Usually it's Happy, the male cat. He goes into one of his phases and goes like meow meow meow. This time it was both of them. So not sure what was that. Maybe it's the weather or the changing of everything. Don't know. It wasn't something that I was expecting. But now, because they fought the whole day and they were at it the entire day, they're very tired, so now they're sleeping. So there's that, if you are hoping. I was trying to do pictures for Etsy of the stickers today. My Happy wouldn't let me do that. He would just come and start sitting on top of the stickers while I was making pictures. It was very hard. I would put him down and then he would just come back up. And like, no, you sit down. No, he would be like, no, I'm back up. I'm back here. Don't know why. And now luckily he's sleeping. So hopefully we can finish this before he wakes up. He seems to be very tired right now, which is good in a way. Otherwise he will be here in the middle of the video trying to sit on top of the painting or eat my brushes. That's what he usually does. He eats my brushes. Look at this gorgeous color. And you might think, okay, it's too bright red. It's okay because we're gonna use the perlin maroon to darken it, okay? And of course you can just mix on top of your palette, but I honestly, I generally like to mix on top of paper to do glazing. So this is what we're gonna do. And I'm trying really hard to paint around the middle stamen because I want them to stay lighter color. So I don't want them to be covered. Not gonna always succeed, but just gonna try. Dun dun dun. And now the last petal. Luckily I made these ones on 5 petal and I didn't make them my usually 9. Sometimes my hellebores have many more petals and then it's gonna take forever to color in. But it's okay. Then we're gonna go in once it's dry a bit, we're gonna go in with the darker color. I'm gonna have some glazing and we're gonna have some really nice gradations with the perlin maroon. So stay tuned. The middle of the flower, I'm just gonna try to do it with some yellow, but only after I'm done with the flower itself and it's all dry. If you do now, it's going to just mix and I just didn't want that. So let's try again. Let's try this one. Oh yeah, what did I do? I tried to order for a Deliveroo. It's the first time I'm doing Deliveroo. And because I had a voucher, I had a 20 euro voucher. Very interesting. How I got that, it's a different story, but I had a 20 euro voucher and I thought I'm gonna order because I just didn't want to cook. So I was like, I can use this voucher before it expires. And I ordered and I ordered actually around 1 o'clock for the evening. So I ordered one, and I set delivery to be at 6 because I wanted to, you know, not be worried about food that night. Otherwise, I would have bought actual food and I would have cooked. But I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So, and then everything went fine. I could order, you know. A lot of the shops were closed, so they don't have, in my current city, they don't have that much shops that deliver via Deliveroo, which can happen. I mean, the competition is quite like Uber Eats and takeaway.com. Those are the biggest competitors. Thuisbezorg, like you would call in here. And then just when I was about to get, so it was the time when they were supposed to deliver, I get a call from Deliveroo to tell me that they're gonna have to cancel my order because apparently the shop is closed. And I was like, how can the shop be closed, and why did you allow me to even make an order if you knew, like somehow you knew that the shop is closed, right? Somehow there was a system that let you know that the shop is closed and I cannot buy my stuff. Why did I have to wait until basically 10 minutes before the actual delivery time when the food was supposed to arrive for you to call me and to tell me, well, actually, we're not going to deliver this food. And, oh, don't worry, we're going to send you the money back. And it's going to arrive in your account in 5 business days. And I'm like, just... it's so frustrating sometimes. So in the end, I just ordered from Thuisbezorg and it came in like half an hour. But I was so pissed. Honestly, I was like super pissed. Because, yeah, you waited so long for me to order and to be prepared. And then, no, we're just gonna cancel your order. Like, fix your software somehow or something like that, right? Like, why do people have to suffer because you are incapable of saying the shop is closed, so please don't order from this shop, right? Like, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder how these companies make money with such really bad customer support. I mean, I'm not saying that Thuisbezorg is any better. In that respect, Thuisbezorg is the same stuff sometimes. But yeah. On Thuisbezorg, you have some shops that are permanently closed, and you can still search them, and they are still being advertised to you. For example, Dunkin' Donuts. It's very funny. But Dunkin' Donuts hasn't delivered in like forever. It's always closed for some reason. I was like, why do you even bother to put yourself on Thuisbezorg if you're gonna be closed all the time? You know? I just don't understand. What else happened? Anything interesting? Anything... yeah, it's pretty boring when you're sitting at home most of the time. Not much happens. Oh yeah, did I tell you the story with IKEA? I didn't tell you the story with IKEA, but wow, that is yet another story. So I've been trying to, for my selling, I wanted to have a station where I can pack orders and then I can have everything in drawers close by. So I want you to have a Nordly system that is pretty long, like 100 was 1 meter 60. I have a space in here in a room where I can do. So I wanted some special drawers, some longer drawers, some a nice system, because I have a lot of my prints that needs to lay flat, you know. So I wanted a place to store them. I don't want to keep things in boxes or anything, right? I wanted to have them close by so I can actually use them. And I've been trying to order this from IKEA for the past 3 weeks now, They keep saying we don't have it in storage, we don't have it in storage. And they keep having pieces on different parts, like on different stores around the country of this one. And it's like either I start ordering separately from every store, so I order the bottom from a store or the top from another. It's like, don't you guys have anything like centralized? What? Why would you let the people not be able to order? I mean, you have one store in total. You should let people just order what they want, and you go and figure out how you're gonna deliver it from all these stores where you have it. It's like, I don't know, another one of these guys that are just like not really caring about how they look to customers, to be honest. But it's so weird. So I wanted this Nordly system. I even was saying, like, I don't care if it's not the black one that I want. I would just order the white one, and then I'll color it myself or something. But no, you can't even do that because they are missing some of the pieces. And it's like, so even if you go there itself, you can't buy it because the pieces are not there. So how did they make that order? So did you learn from doing the non-moons? That's a good question. What did I learn from doing the 9 moons? What did I learn? Well, I learned a little bit more about composition. Some of my moons are very nice, like from color wise, I would say that they're really nice. However, composition wise, for example, this one, because I just realized right now that I should have done it differently. Whenever I'm doing this flower, like I had to think that actually you should show even if it's a little bit of the moon on this other side, otherwise it feels like cut off unnaturally. So from that side, composition wise, I learned that I need to plan a little bit better. Like I can draw very well. Drawing is not a big problem, but how I arrange them, even though at first glance they look nice, it needs to have a special continuation, right? I learned that if you're making a series, especially like this one, you need to have the colors very well chosen. So I kind of try to stick to the same palette over and over again, just to do a different combination on the flowers itself, right? So not try, if it's a series, I wouldn't try on one of the paintings to be neon colors, and then on another one to be like muted colors. Like it needs to have a cohesion. So yeah. Then what did I learn? I learned that not all the flowers work with the moons. There were some flowers that really didn't work, because the flow of the flower wasn't really good. And one example is tulips, right? Tulips have very long stems and totally different shape, and that really doesn't fit the moon design. It's very hard to make it flow, right? So these are the things that I did. It doesn't mean that I cannot draw those flowers or I wouldn't draw those flowers, but they really don't match the moon. So whenever I'm doing this kind of series, yeah, I need to take that into account. Look how pretty it looks now because of the darker color. Okay. What else did I learn? It's nice to stay within a shape. I think when I do something free form, the composition really isn't going well. So because I stay within this round shape, it actually looks very good. And makes things more cohesive. Let's put it this way. I also learned kind of which kind of color combination I like. Like, if I look back at my Inktober when I started this whole enterprise, right? I was trying a lot of different colors, but not all the colors were working good together. So what I tried now is to put colors that are actually going to look okay if you put them one to each other, right? Even these greens and these grays and everything. So this is what I learned. But how you guys have seen it, like you guys, I guess you have seen it also outside of, like on Instagram and so on. You saw more of these moons. So what did you think was the highlight? I think my drawing skills have improved, to be honest, and this is something that I'm really happy about. I'm still not at the level where I want to be, where I can totally express what's in my mind through this, but I think I did okay. It's the first series I ever had, so I'm also thinking what's the next series that I'm going to have, and that's probably going to be something more interesting. I am thinking either some houses with some flowers or some teacups, teapots. I was actually studying yesterday. I was studying a little bit how I should do, like if I needed to draw a can, like a cup of coffee but with flowers inside, and then I realized that to make it more interesting is not to make it from the same position, but to actually make it more turned, different positions towards the user. So using perspective and for shortening to play around with, which is not always easy because, well, you need to study for it. I'm pretty sure that there are people that some things come more naturally than others, but for me, I just need to study it. It's never gonna be something that I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to do this perfectly, right? So yeah, that's the reality of things. Let me see. This is a Galaxy Black, by the way. So I was wondering if I can add things here. I think the sky, I'm going to have to take my other palette, maybe my graphite palette, because the sky I want to have it more purplish blue. So just gonna do that. I can use this black just like a gray because I'm adding lots of water, so I'm not super worried. And by the way, black is super transparent, so it works very well for glazing and other enterprises. Okay, so just darkening everything up and making it pretty, especially here where I'm thinking there should be some shadows quite big, because yeah. I mean, why would there be shadows here? It will be because it's right under the petals of the flowers, you know. Okay, now what was I saying? I was saying that this one should be nice for a different red for this particular one. Although now that I'm looking at it, I think I just need to make it more yellow. think I need to make it more towards orange, yellow orange. Otherwise it won't stand against all these flowers. No matter how much you would try. Okay, I will add some reds just to make it even more orange. But yeah. What is that on? Did you want to know more, Johan? From my learnings. Did you want to know anything more specific? I'm going to deepen the yellow later on, but this is just the first layer. And I'm really concentrating really hard. I know some of you maybe want me to speak a lot, but sometimes I just need to make sure that I can paint in between. Okay. And now let's do this other yellow. Oh yeah, for those of you who are still watching and so on, there's been some changes on the YouTube terms of service and so on. And they've just let me know that they reserve the right to monetize any one of my videos without me wanted it. So I usually can choose which videos I can monetize and which videos I can't. But now they just let us know that it's no longer like if I don't choose to monetize the way I want, they will choose to monetize for me without me actually having a decision. What do you want to? Okay, Johan says, yeah, you told me where you want to go. I like the next project. I also wonder what you want to make. What's in your head? Oh, what's in my head? I have all these stories in my head that involve humans and fairies and castles and very complicated illustrations, right? With entire cities and entire things, like more steampunky. However, in order for me to be able to do that, I really need to take it. I need to take it small, because what I'm basically doing right now is learning how to draw, basically, right? And you might not think that this is worthwhile or whatever. Don't care. I mean, I do care, but I started with flowers because for me flowers were the ones that I could identify the most. Like in every one of my images in my head, there's flowers, there's like this big vegetation, there's like these cities surrounded by vegetation and these castles that, you know, grow organically. Think about the Lord of the Rings, okay? Think about Lord of the Rings, think about Rivendell, think about all of these, like, basically big cities that are in the middle of nature, okay? This is kind of what's in my mind and in my head, and this is kind of what I wanted to do, okay? And in order for me to get there is I need to start small. So I need to start with some moons. I need to start with some flowers. I need to, because while I'm learning this, so while I learn this, I learn very important skills. I learned how to actually draw what I see, right? In the past, I would have started with a face, and that would have been very difficult for me to do the face. It's very difficult. So you need to learn how to draw what you see, and you need to start with a subject before you reach. I mean, I'm sure that in, let's say, 5 years from now, I will be able to draw exactly what I see in my head, all these scenes, and I will be able to do my comic book or whatever I want. But I mean, I don't have I'm not an artist by degree or anything. I haven't, like, I'm just starting right now, and this is very important for me to do, right? I need to learn how colors work. I need to know how, wet and wet technique works, how to mix colors and so on, just to get closer to what I have in my head. But the most important step is, can I draw what I see without copying, right? Just looking at it, like I'm looking at a flower. I looked at the hellebore, okay? A real flower, a real picture, Wikipedia, and I could draw what I saw, right? Maybe not perfect, because it's definitely not perfect what I'm drawing here. But in the end, I was able to do so. And this way, I'm learning with flowers what I need to apply also for things like people and buildings and everything. Like, I was unable at the beginning, before Inktober, I was trying to draw a castle, and it was a very simple castle, like super simple, with just 2 towers, and I was trying to draw that. I couldn't get the proportions right. I was struggling, and I thought, like, I can struggle for a long time, but I need to first learn how to learn, basically. So yeah, I had all these stories in my mind and all these fantasy worlds in my mind, and I have different scenes where I can see, like, somebody leaves some canopy of leaves and so on, and then there's a castle in the distance and so on. This is kind of what I want to draw, what I want to become when I grow up. I can't at the moment, but that's okay, because it's a process. It's a thing that takes time. So I'm gonna use this indigo and steel blue from the graphite ink. I'm going to turn it around, and I hope you can still see it. Yeah, because I'm going to. So this is a graphite ink palette, and this has some nice blues. So I'm gonna use these blues, and one of them is steel blue and the other one is dark indigo. So I'm going to make a combination of these two. Okay, and then we're gonna add our stars and our other details to the moon. So yeah, if some people just start, and some people would stop at this, like, okay, I'm getting good, people are watching me because they're watching me do flowers, and this is what I'm known for. For me, flowers is just a means to go and reach where I want to reach, and it was the first step that I could take. Okay, but with anything that I learned so far is that anything that you need to do, anything that you would do, requires a lot of dedication and a lot of time. You have to do this, and you have to do this every day. You have to do a little bit, right? It's just like with my programming. Like, I'm programming and I'm learning, and I need to study every day. And sometimes there are days where you don't have the time, don't have the power, right? And that's okay. That means that the goal that I have is just going to take longer to achieve, and I'm okay with it. But I can't expect it to just be there if I'm just like, oh, I'm drawing 2 times in a month and I'm expecting that I'm going to be like a Picasso immediately. No, that doesn't work like that. Not even people that are very talented right? And I just don't personally believe in talent. I believe that everybody can draw. It's not about talent. It's hard work, and I know that even people that are considered very talented, that's what they do all day. They draw all day, and they do this thing the entire day, and that's how they become very good at. They create this library in their head. Like, this is how I have it in my head now. I have a library of these flowers, and these flowers I can draw without reference anymore. So I learned, let's say, 10 flowers that I know how to draw, like from daisies to tulips to like this hellebore that I'm very good at, and I learned how to draw, and I can draw it without even reference. Okay, and this is what it means. I'm getting stuff in my head. I'm getting a library of drawings, and this is how people that are very good at drawing, that can draw like a comic book, they can draw the figure, they can draw everything. This is how they do it. And because they have this library in their head, and they practice every day. They practice. Even like I was watching, I don't know if you guys know Ergo Josh. You guys watch him? I watch him a lot. And he's doing this. He is actually drawing and learning. And I, at first glance, you go like, but he's drawing these human figures so good, like so perfect. Why does he need to still draw and do studies every day? You might think like, why? Because you lose it, because it's not as simple as saying, it's not as simple as saying you have talent and then you'll be good. No, it really does mean you have to practice every day, just like with any other skill. You can't just not practice. And I know it's hard. I mean, that means you have to spend a lot of time, but I think it's worth it. And if you wanna just do the flowers, right? Trust me, it's not going to take you that long. Just flowers and trees and stuff like that. I think in half a year you'll become, with this practice, you'll become very good at. Okay, half a year. Give it half a year. You want to go to where I said I want to go, buildings and really complicated stuff. I have absolutely I know for sure that this is going to take me years, right? But I still want to do it. I still want to learn, and I'm just going to take it on a journey, right? And I'm going to do every day. And that's why I'm thinking for my next project, right? Why do you think I want for my next project either teacups or buildings? Although buildings is a bit far-fetched, because buildings, I need to make sure that they are, for example, take an example, buildings that are very common in the Netherlands, and to make them much more simple, right? But I'm thinking, if I learn how to do the buildings, then I will be one step closer to making, my own city. Like, I will start with a simple building, just 1 or 2 stories high with a roof, and then I go change it. I draw it from different angles. I draw more buildings. I draw more buildings on top of each other. I make a small city. So this is how I perceive it, as how it will go, right? I do not think it's anything easy in what I'm trying to achieve. I do not think that is going to be something that I'm saying, oh, in a year time I'll be able to do that. I just seriously doubt that. But it doesn't mean that I can't create art in the meantime. It doesn't mean that I can't do this, and it doesn't mean that I have to stop. I mean, I saw some people on YouTube commenting on some of other artists, like, oh, you're not a professional artist, you should not be drawing because you're not drawing yet good enough or something, and you should not be showing this to your subscribers because you're not like the perfect artist. Like, nobody A is a perfect artist, trust me, and B, everybody's an artist. It's not true that you're not allowed to show your art to other people. That's just insane. Even if I wouldn't be very good at flowers, I would still show it, right? And this is my choice and my progression, and nobody's gonna tell me like, oh, if you're like, who's gonna judge me? It's not like I'm going here for things like gallery. I'm not gonna go to a gallery or anything, maybe in 10 years, 20 years, I don't know. But like, why would anybody be so mean to think that, you know, you can put somebody down very easily with those kind of comments? And I'm really sorry for the people that are on the other end of these comments, that they're getting them, right? Okay, this is fun. Now you can see how this one pops against this one, and here we're gonna add the stars when it's dry, and you know, all sorts of details, and that's gonna make it super nice. Okay, how are you guys holding up? You guys are okay? I'm going to need some more yellow because I want to deepen some of the stuff. This is a tundra orange. And I think the next step is also like, if I do more complicated stuff like buildings or something like that, right? The next step is to learn a little bit better at shading. Like now I'm doing it kind of where I think like with flowers it's a bit more complicated because it's not like I have don't have a light source. Like the light source theoretically comes from the moon, right? So it's not really, but yeah, I realize what I need to learn, and I realize that it's just going to take time. I mean, what was that thingy where they were saying that you need 10,000 hours? Yeah, that was like that was the wrong thing. You need on average 10,000 hours to become really good at something, like the grandmasters, right? You need 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours is many years, right? 5 years, 8 hours a day. If you want to become a grandmaster, but you don't need to become a grandmaster. I do not think I will become, I don't know, the next Jan Torop or something like that. I wish, but no. Maybe when I'm with my pension or something, I will become famous, right? You don't have to be. You don't have to be that person. You don't have to be that good, right? So they were saying that with a minimum of 20 hours for one particular task, you can get pretty decent at it, right? So you can learn the basics of ukulele or something like that in just 20 hours, right? And this is how I did it with these flowers. One flower, 20 hours, think about it, right? So you try to draw it a couple of times, right? In a couple of days, and you'll be good at it. And that's why I said I learned my 10 flowers, because I learned them. You study them, and then they become part of what you do, part of who you are. And my style, I was watching, I had the box because I needed to vacate one of the boxes, so I put some of the new prints, and I had a box with some of my older drawings that were just from 3 months ago. So I had some drawings done 3 months ago that I was planning to watercolor them during a live stream. And 3 months ago I stayed one day and I made many drawings, many drawings, just black and white, just so I have something to do on live streams. And I realized that even in 3 months time, my style has changed so much that I can no longer use them because they're no longer my style. So this is how fast things can change if you practice at least 1 or 2 hours every day. And practice doesn't always mean that you need to draw. Practice also means you need to watch. So what I do is I watch other people do painting. I watch techniques. This is also studying. It doesn't necessarily always mean to me that you are with your pen and pencil in your arms. It can mean many different things, right? It can mean you're listening to a podcast about how to do things. It can mean that I am organizing my pictures in my Google Pictures with all the flowers that I did. I made lots of pictures, and I'm sorry I have to put my hand in front of the camera, but I need my white gel pens and my black pens. Okay. And this is also learning, right? So, you know, you can choose yourself. You can choose yourself. What do you want to do? Do you want to spend that 1 hour that you have free watching a movie or watching something? That is your choice, right? For me, I say, I have 1 hour. What can I do? I can watch something like, I was watching, you know, how to draw peonies, and you know, I already see some of the tutorials that, okay, my style is a bit differently. And then I realize I need to watch because my style is more tattooish. So I started watching, you know, tattoo artists, how they do their craft, and, you know, when they're doing their stuff. So this is how you learn. You learn what your style is. Like my style is more tattoo style. It's a different illustrative style. Right? Then it's not realistic at all. And it's fine because it's my style and I like it. You know, importantly is that I like how it looks. Not other people. Other people don't need to like what I like or don't need to do anything. So yeah. Will I become a tattoo artist ever? No, probably not, because me and pain are far away from each other, right? Doesn't mean I always wanted to have a tattoo, but realistically, would that ever happen? I seriously doubt that. You probably have to make me sleep or something. Like if I would be asleep and I wouldn't feel it, then maybe you have a chance to getting me a tattoo. Although I am liking to design some stuff, and maybe I'll design my own tattoo once. But yeah, I am pain adverse, let's put it this way. I don't see how I could ever go that way. Okay. Any other questions that you guys have? Because I'm almost finishing up this. And then I'm gonna show you the stickers. And afterwards, I probably want to join some of my friends for a nice game of something. Because sometimes you need to relax as well, you know? And this is the last moon of the series. Huh? I really like the combination. I really like this red against the green moon. You're not always seeing green moons, do you? Okay, this looks nice. I'm going to just clean up a little bit my palette, and then I'm going to close this one so I can get my stickers. In the meantime, you guys can ask me any questions that you might have, or anything that you want to know. Except my age. I just have to say I enjoy you watching Making the Moons. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Johan. really much appreciated, because even if one person enjoys it, I'm happy. Okay, super happy. Okay, I'm just going to have my palettes there, and we're gonna put this moon here so you guys can still see it, kind of. And then I'm gonna use this area here to open up my box of goodies. Okay, and this is like just the last 10 minutes or so of the stream. Yeah, so I have 2 boxes. By the way, I ordered all the stuff and I was like, I'm gonna start selling things on my Etsy shop, but I have not yet found of a way to actually store all the stuff that I have. So that was really bad of me. Okay. So I have this box. You guys see it? And I'm gonna open it. This is all my stickers. Can you see it? It's really nice. So let me show you. You guys remember these ones, because there were the potions that I made. So lots of them are potions. Can you see it? I need to move the mouse. Okay, yes, you can see it. So these were some of the nice potions that I made. For example, this one was nice potion. And the difference with these stickers is that they're on vinyl. They're not like the paper stickers, so they're very sturdy, waterproof and everything. So this is how they look like. So let me show you. These are going to be the transparent stickers. I know it looks a bit weird. You might think that the it looks because it's transparent. So I'm not going to open any of them, but it's just the backing paper is white, but actually they're transparent. That's why the color looks a little bit different than these ones. But I had more. This one, some funny moon dust petals. I know. These were some labels that I'm going to use when I'm going to close down packages and so on, right? But I had stickers made out of many of them. For example, these are lots of potions, right? I'm gonna show you just a couple. This potion, and I'm going to order almost all the potions that I did as stickers, because these are really nice. So I'm keeping them all here to make sure that my cat doesn't eat them, because it could be very well that my cat eats them. I have also these other potions, and I have stickers of the moons themselves, and I'm going to have to order all the moons again. Look how pretty this one is. This is so pretty. Okay. And this is what I was trying to do today, is to make pictures so that I can put them on my Etsy shop. And probably in a week, max a week and a half, I will have my Etsy shop all ready with these ones. And I have everything ready. I have all my packaging supplies and everything, so I can send it. Another thing that I did is I ordered moons, but as magnets. So these are magnets, literally magnets. You can see that the back, so you can put them on your fridge or anything magnetic. And they're really nice. They're really nice. So I ordered stickers and magnets from the moons, and not only from the moons, but from some of the potions as well. Okay, they're really nice. So here I have some more potions. I have some of these big ones are just transparent stickers. And I have, I wanted to show you this moon. This is gonna be a transparent sticker. Look how pretty this one is. You can see. Look how nice the watercolor effect entered. So this is gonna be one of a nicer ones. Okay, I just don't wanna. I feel bad if I disturb them. I just don't want them disturbed. Okay. Make sure that they're sitting correctly here. And what else did I do? I did some coasters. And I did some holographic. I was trying the holographic part. I wasn't sure. So this was some of the galaxy ones that I did. This is how they look like. You remember I did a live stream with the galaxies, and then I used those galaxies to make I think this will look nice, and we're gonna try some holographic with the moons to see how they look like. It's gonna be pretty. And then I did coasters, and the coasters I'm gonna sell them as a set, for example 4 or 6, I'm not sure. I theoretically only ordered 10 because I didn't know how they're gonna look like, but these are coasters with the galaxies, and how they look like, they have a coating on top and it looks like this on the bottom, right? And then I already tried it because I use coasters all over the place, and they're gonna look nice. And these are another set of coasters that I have with flowers, and I was planning to do many more of these designs and these coasters, but for now only a few of them. Yeah, so this is basically what I ordered. And look, more magnets here, more moons, and more moons that I have because I have all the moons. And they're gonna be part of my shop, and the last moon is also going to be part of the shop. I'm going to do it. I also ordered prints of the moons and some of the potions, so I have prints. And the print is, I decided to go with a separate guy that is doing prints. He's here in my city in Almere, and he's printing on actual watercolor paper. So he has these very fancy printers that you can see like the quality. Sometimes the prints look better than the original on quality, and he prints them on Fabriano paper. It's a bit more expensive, but I tried to do like poster prints and so on, and I wasn't really happy with the quality. So I just decided, you know what, no, I'm just going to do this. Sorry, I just feel the need to add some black stuff. The moon doesn't have this 3D quality that I wanted, but now it's going to. Okay, cool. I wanted to say thank you so much for everybody that's joined me. Thank you so much for watching with me, watch me do my coloring. I see you all on the next Wednesday, and that's when I probably will do something simple like a potion or some other stuff, until I can actually get my head around and make the next series. Okay, in the meantime, enjoy this evening, and for some of you, you might have actually free tomorrow, so have fun. Thank you so much for watching and for staying with me. It was a pleasure. Yeah, doei.